Busch Series Racing on NBC from the Phoenix International Raceway, presented by Pennzoil Platinum. See the pace car just now beginning to move off of pit road. Here's your pole sitter, Matt Kenseth.
Okay, John, pace car's rolling up front.
The rest of the field rolls off behind him. Here are the championship standings with 2 to go in 2006. Obviously, Harvick's story well documented, won the championship weeks ago, and now chasing his 10th win of the season. That would be a record-tying 10th victory here in 2006. Starting grid for today's race. On the front row, Matt Kenseth, who went very late in qualifying, and Carl Edwards. Row 2, Kenny Wallace and Shane Huffman. Good qualifying effort out of the 88 car. Row 3, Denny Hamlin and Busch Series champion Kevin Harvick.
Row 4, Paul Menard, got Biffle on the outside. Casey Atwood and Stephen Light in row 5. Montoya and Johnny Sauter fill out row 6.
Back in row 7, Reed Sorensen and Danny O'Quinn. Row 8, Mike Wallace and John Andretti. Row 9, Clint Boyer and J.J. Yaley. Take a look at the rest of the starting grid for today's race, and Wally's going to try and jump on the radio, see if he can get Kenny Wallace, who might be getting his pit road speed right about now. We'll check it out.
Yeah, I think he's okay by now. Hey, Kenny, this is Wally up in the booth. You hear me?
Wally, I hear you.
All right, man. Is that you got a good race car as you do a qualifier?
Wally, I think so. We've been in practice mode, all day yesterday, and we were in the top 10. So I want to thank my guys because they worked hard on this coil binding. Seems like we ran good at Memphis, and it's paying off here too, Wally.
This is a real fun racetrack, Kenny, and you talked about that coil bind. I mean, to get the car right in 3 and 4, do you have your hands full up in 1 and 2 because of the banking?
As you know, when you go into turn 1, there's a lot more banking, and if the car is going to bottom out, it's going to be right there. So turn 3 and 4 is a flat entry. It's a real racy racetrack. There's a lot of different grooves here, but we just go at it today and drive hard.
Thank you, Kenny. Good luck. Have fun out there today.
Wally, have a good time up there in the booth, buddy.
Always. Always. Stories from pit road today. Let's get started with Marty Snyder.
Well, Bill, Matt talked about it a moment ago. Kevin Harvick told me earlier today, how do you let an undefeated race car go? The one he's driving today is 4-0. It's never lost a race. And what Richard Childress wanted to do, because he clinched the Owners' Championship in this very car, he wanted to put it in the museum. Shane Wilson, the crew chief, though, said, not so fast. We need to race that car at Phoenix. We have one more race with it, see if it can go 5-0, and then we'll put it in the museum. Dave Burns.
Marty, well, Kevin Harvick has had a dream season for the championship. Carl Edwards has won and been in contention many times. 4 wins this season, 3 other times when he was on tap to win, but something overcame him. He does know how to win here in Phoenix. Last year he won from the front row. That's where he starts today. Matt?
Dave, Paul Menard looking for some late season resurgence to get this team back on track and to lock in his spot in the championship standings, which is currently 6th. He can't move up, but he can certainly move down. Now, it hasn't been a cakewalk this weekend. They've made a lot of changes to that 11 car, but he knows he's got a good stretch here. He's gone to victory lane here at Phoenix in the Southwest Tour car, and he finished 5th at Homestead 1 year ago. AB?
Well, it's Wally talked a little bit about earlier, Matt Kenseth in today's race. Different car, different crew, but same track, same tires. Are there things he can find out in these 200 laps that might help him race his way back into the next L Cup Championship lead at Phoenix tomorrow? We'll see over the next hour and a half or so. Bill?
Thanks, Alan. Hope you guys have a great day down there. We talked about Hornish and Montoya being in the starting field with the 41 other drivers. The last time 2 Indy 500 winners were in a NASCAR race was the 1994 Brickyard 400, Danny Sullivan and A.J. Foyt. This should be a lot of fun today. A lot of guys racing for pride, Harvick and everybody else racing for the win, and some guys trying to get a lot of experience. And this is a tough track to do it on. Glad you're along for the ride. Second to the last race for the NASCAR Busch Series in 2006, and the green flag's in the air. Harvick, right where he'd like to be tomorrow, out front early. Or Kenseth, rather, as Harvick makes the move on Kenny Wallace. Kenseth leads lap 1, Harvick in that 21 car.
Kenny Wallace is on the bottom, which normally is a good spot to be on this racetrack. Here goes Denny Hamlin. He's going to take that spot away.
Paul Menard in the 11. Biffle in the 16.
A lot of racing room here. There's a couple of different lines down in 1 and 2. You'll see some guys drift up to the top. You'll see some guys just trying to hug the bottom. Down in 3 and 4, the same thing. You'll see guys right on that white line, and then you'll see some guys try to diamond the corner. The car will slide up, and they'll come back down across.
And that wall coming out of 4 gets there in a hurry.
As you can see. These guys are all over this racetrack here in 1 and 2.
Kenseth out front, Allen.
And Bill, just a little thought on strategy where the leader and the other front runners are concerned. Kenseth's crew chief Jimmy Fennig told me today that they can make this race on 2 pit stops fuel-wise. But he feels like most teams are going to want to take on 3 sets of tires on pit road today. We may see a lot of strategy deciding track position as we get to the late laps of this one.
Could be one of those races where whatever the leader does, you do the opposite.
Right. Again, you know, it's a hard place to pass, really. I mean, it really is, because it seems like you don't have a lot of grip here. The cars slide around a lot, and it's really tough to pull off a pass. You'll see guys running side by side a lot here, just trying to get in that little bit deeper into the corners.
Got a story on Juan Allen?
I talked to his crew chief, Brad, don't call me Todd Parrott, just before the start of the race, Bill, and I asked him what he's told Juan about today, and he said the goal for the day, keep the front fenders on the car. They've run 4 races now between the NASCAR Busch Series and the ARCA Series, and they've had a little trouble with contact in some of the races, not necessarily if Juan Pablo's making. So the goal for today, run all 200 laps, keep the fenders on the car, and a couple of other smaller things to work on that we can talk about a little later on in the show.
Hey, Allen, if he does that, does that set the stage for something bigger next week, you think?
Maybe a Nextel Cup debut down in his United States hometown of Miami.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Chip Ganassi really looking forward to that. See how things worked out today for Juan Pablo in that 42 car. Danny O'Quinn in the 50.
And like I said, you can see this is a track where, you know, you're racing your tail off, but you can run side by side with the guy, and it's just really, really hard to get the advantage. And then all of a sudden you start driving in deeper, like the 42 of Montoya just did, and that's where he made his mistake. He went in there too hard. He tried to outbrake him. He got the car upset. Now he's going to lose a spot or 2. Yeah, well, maybe. Whoa. They don't wreck.
Boy, Danny O'Quinn made a wise move. Backed out of it there because it was clear Montoya wasn't going to.
Montoya's actually going to pick up some spots here.
Dave?
And Dover winner Clint Boyer looking for a way through as well. Talked to Clint just before the start of the race, and he said, my car's okay, but starting back here, I've just got to be careful.
Racy early here in Phoenix. Matt Kenseth started on the pole. He's out front of Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, and Shane Huffman.
Quite a battle here. We're working lap 8 of this, the 34th race of 35 in the NASCAR Busch Series. We are riding on board, in fact, with Sam Hornish Jr., this year's Indy 500 winner, but a rookie here today at Phoenix. Sam Hornish Jr. in the Penske Dodge is going to try and do his best to learn as much as he can as he follows. I believe he's behind John Andretti. I can't be sure, but it looks like it's John Andretti. We're getting set here for quite an evening of motor racing here on the high-speed television network Motors TV. If you have any comments or questions, please drop us a line on the forum at www.motorstv.co.uk, and we'll try to help you out if we have any of the fast knowledge here from Phoenix. Anyway, Matt Kenseth leads from pole from Carl Edwards. Kevin Harvick is up to 3rd from his 6th starting position. Denny Hamlin's followed him. He's up to 4th. Shane Huffman is 5th, followed by Greg Biffle, Kenny Wallace, Paul Menard, Casey Atwood, Johnny Sauter, Stephen Leik, and Juan Pablo Montoya has dropped 1 spot from his qualifying position of 11th. Juan Pablo is down to 12th in that Haviland Dodge, but he's another driver who will be looking to gain experience with as many miles as he can under his belt. looking for a big career in the NASCAR series after doing so well in Europe and in open wheel racing all over the world. Juan Pablo Montoya is sure going to be, love him or hate him, a big hit in NASCAR in the future. But anyway, here we're riding along. It looks like Sam Hornish Jr. is actually having a dogfight here, down in the 20th or 30th position or so. In fact, Sam is running 32nd. He's got Michael Waltrip alongside. Then Hornish will just try to keep his nose clean and put as many laps in today without bending that Penske South Dodge, and hopefully put on quite a show. And it looks like Sam Hornish Jr., he'd always said that when he came to Roger Penske's team, he wanted to win the Indy 500. He did it, and then afterwards he was going to think about perhaps a career change. I know he's still going to be running in the IRL, the IndyCar Series next year for Roger Penske. He's also going to be doing double duty as he'll be teaming with his IRL teammate, Helio Castroneves, at the upcoming 24-hour race at Daytona, the sports car endurance race. So Sam Hornish Jr. is quite a busy individual these days, got a lot going on. As we try to pick up communication with him and his crew chief or his spotter, no, they don't seem to be talking. But anyway, we are still waiting for them to come back from commercial break at the States. We're working lap 15 as Matt Kenseth still leads.
Still under green here in Phoenix. Matt Kenseth continues to lead. Now at Sunoco. NASCAR race points. Every 10-gallon fill-up earns you 200 race points. Good toward cool NASCAR rewards. During the Chase for the Cup, every race point you earn is a chance to win the Chase for the Race Point sweepstakes. Get your race points at Sunoco today. Go to NASCAR.com or a participating Sunoco location for details. Matt started on the poles, led every lap, all 15 of them so far. This is back about 8th, Paul Menard. Casey Atwood in the 27. That 11 bunch would really love to finish the season strong. They've had some good runs, end up in some terrible situations.
Yeah, they have been running very good. They just haven't capitalized on the finishes. They've been in the top 10 a lot this year.
6th in the championship standings, Paul Menard. This battle goes on about 9 seconds behind Kenseth, the race leader. Kevin Harvick, 9 wins this season. Chasing win number 10. That would tie the record. On board with Harvick. We'll take it for a lap here. He runs in 3rd.
It's pretty smooth on the wheel right there. Down through the dog leg on the backstretch, down into 3. This is where you kind of saw on the wheel most of the time. His car's working awfully good. He's very smooth on that steering wheel.
You can use that apron to help you turn a little bit down there?
Yeah, if you can get down on that apron, there's a little bit of grip there below that yellow line. Just got to be careful it doesn't upset the car, but obviously it's not because a lot of cars have run it down there today.
Update on Harvick from Marty.
Yeah, Wally, here in April, he won the Busch Series race and the Cup Series race, and what he was doing, he actually was putting all 4 tires below that yellow line in the race here in April, and as the season has gone along, you see it get upset right there a little bit, a little bobble. Bill, a little trouble on the track, I believe.
Danny O'Quinn has gone around, and our first caution of the day. 19 laps complete.
Think maybe you had a tire going down? Something's keeping it from traveling.
Started in the 14th spot.
Got a little help. Got a little bit loose getting up off of 2, and he slid up in front of the 33 of Hornaday. Hornaday got in the back of him and touched him, and doesn't take much here. You're already saving your life every corner, so it doesn't take much of a tap to get turned around.
All the cars still on the lead lap. No lucky dog here.
Whoa! Good job, PJ. That's PJ Jones in the 43 car.
Sam Hornish has already had a little tangle with the wall, but doing okay so far. Under caution here at Phoenix.
When you're out and about with a cold, you'll try anything to relieve your symptoms. Now all you really need is new Beecham's all-in-one liquid pocket packs, specially designed to use on the go. They tackle your headache, blocked nose, sore throat and chesty cough. Give your cold the all-in-one wherever you are with new Beecham's liquid pocket packs.
Looking for a more satisfying career, a job that offers real freedom? Then become a driving instructor with the Instructor College. You don't have to worry about qualifications. If you've got a driving license, that's all you need to start your instructor training. You can learn around your current job or family commitments. And once you've qualified, you're free to choose your own flexible working hours. So leave your 9-to-5 routine, become your own boss, and enjoy the security of a guaranteed placement scheme with earnings of up to £30,000 a year, plus a fully maintained car. Free phone the Instructor College now on 0500 17 0017. We're waiting to take your call.
The future of your skin is in your hands. React!
Wrinkle decrease from L'Oreal Men Expert. Anti-expression wrinkle cream for long-lasting hydration. Wrinkles appear reduced. Expert technology for every man's skin.
He keeps getting better with age.
Men Expert from L'Oreal Paris.
You're worth it too.
What will you be watching this weekend? Formula One, World Rallying, the BTCC, Indy Cars, or grassroots club racing? Whatever delivers your motorsport fix, Autosport Magazine tells the real stories behind the action every Thursday. Autosport Magazine, the voice of global motorsport for over 50 years, gives you the essential news, views and reports from every lap and special stage around the world. Log on to www.autosport.com to subscribe today.
Got you back just in time for the restart. 28, now 29 laps about to be complete. Matt Kenseth, the race leader. The green's back in the air at Phoenix. Here comes Harvick.
And a get up there to the door. Side by side hit. Oh, wow. Edwards just went, yeah, you can have it.
Oh, it's you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So now Harvick after race leader Matt Kenseth. Kenseth won the pole earlier today. The cars were impounded, so Matt started first and has led every lap for the first 30. Update on the race leader from Allen.
A pretty good description of Matt Kenseth's handling to his crew chief Jimmy Fennig under the caution bill, saying he's fairly happy with the way the car handles. I think he just wanted the first couple laps after the restart to try and get away from the pack. Maybe Harvick has other ideas, Marty.
The only complaint from Kevin Harvick, Alan, you can see on the racetrack as Matt Kenseth nearly gets into the wall. He said from the middle of the corner off, that's where the 17 and other cars are better than him. He needs more forward bite, but drivers always want that here at Phoenix, don't they, Wally?
Yeah, and you can see the 17 looks like it's a little bit loose getting off the corners, but he's carrying that speed off. And that's, it's better to be a little bit loose off here than it is tight, I think. Because tight just kills you, especially in 1 and 2.
Menard in the 11 car, J.J. Yaley in the 18. That's for the 11th position. Yaley trying to take it away. Gets pretty tight down there. Alan?
And Bill, this is a huge weekend for J.J. Yaley. He is from Phoenix, Arizona. Lives in the Charlotte, North Carolina area now, as do most all the drivers. But this is the weekend he gets to come home and race before his family and friends. He's hoping for a couple of good performances today and tomorrow to maybe celebrate a little with that family and friends. That'd be fun.
That would be. And if something big happens for him here, I think the party would be rather large. Just got by Menard. Matt's watching the 11 today.
Bill, he's faded back a little bit from J.J. Yaley. Menard, like a lot of drivers over the course of the weekend, have all commented about how this racetrack is so different grip-wise than how it was back in the spring. They've lost so much grip. That's been a big issue most teams have been fighting all week. weekend, and Paul says the car needs more side bite, has no grip, especially on exit. Marty?
Well, Matt Reed Sorensen is trying to take that position away from Paul Menard. He's in that 41 car. I asked Brian Patty, his crew chief, why did you build a brand new car with 2 races to go in the season? That's what they have here this weekend. Then he had to give a lot of his cars to Juan Montoya in his Busch Series runs. And the car that Reed would have run here, Juan raced that car at Memphis. But also, this is a template for what Ganassi wants to build in 2007. This is the wave of the future for Ganassi. Brand new car here in the Busch Series with the latest and greatest body on it.
Hey, Matt, is this a different tire? This is a harder tire from the spring, isn't it?
A little bit different tire than what we had here in the spring, and it has thrown some guys for a little bit of a loop wall.
Yeah. That's why some of these guys, if you've got, a good car and they're searching for grip, I think maybe this tire thing has thrown a little bit of a wrench in the deal.
And the race in the spring, obviously, is at night.
Yes.
So, and just another difference between the spring race and the November race here. Clint Boyer, Shane Huffman. That's for fifth. Boyer on the inside, but Huffman trying to make the pass on the outside.
It's really difficult to do. If you can run that outside line and keep your momentum, it's really fast up there. Then you get down into, Huffman let him go there, but if you get down into 3, being on the bottom, I think, is better.
Matt?
Hey, Wally, just double checking the notes. Now, a lot of guys have said it feels like it's a little bit different tire because of the loss of grip. But this is the same exact tire that we raced with here back in the spring.
Okay.
I was with you. I thought this was a little harder tire, a little different tire than they used here in the spring. Kenseth out front by half a second. When we come back, we'll take you through the field in the Arizona Travel 200.
Well, as we work 40 laps into this 200 lapper here today at the Phoenix International Raceway, we're riding on board with Sam Henrich Jr. Unfortunately, the IRL star hasn't gotten off to the best of starts. In fact, he's dropped down into the mid-30s after starting 27th. He's currently running 34th after tapping the wall. Earlier on in the race, he may have done some suspension damage, and he's probably trying to wait until that first round of stops, maybe get some tires, do some chassis adjustment, all that NASCAR talk. We'll have to see. But anyway, Kevin Harvick's the man. He's up to right on the back of Matt Kenseth. He's only at 0.3 of a second behind the race leader. Remember, Kevin Harvick is going for a record. He also won the spring race. It was a night race. They were talking about tire differences and all that, but they are using the same tire, so we're all squared on that. Kevin Harvick will be looking to get out front as soon as he can. He doesn't care about the bonus points. He just wants that record of 10 wins and to go with all that. And Nick Still's glory and all that. Kevin Harvick has certainly had a busy season as he's in hot pursuit of Matt Kenseth, our race leader, who has led actually from the first lap on. He hasn't been challenged quite as yet, as we've seen another car get around Sam Henrich Jr., unfortunately for the open wheel star. But anyway, a quick rundown of the top 10 before we send you back to the Americans, before they do their run through the field. Matt Kenseth, your leader, ahead of Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, Denny Hamlin, Clint Boyer. 5 Nextel stars in the top 5 here at the Busch race. First non-Nextel racer, Shane Huffman's running 6th, along with Greg Biffle, Kenny Wallace, J.J. Yeley, the local driver, and Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is up to 10th from starting 31st. Of course, Kyle Busch has done very well here at Phoenix in the past. I believe he may have won his first Nextel race here. I'm not really sure, but if somebody does know that, drop me a line on the internet, whether it's JP or Wilken or anyone else who happens to be online with us tonight. Tell us where Kyle Busch won his first race. We don't have any prizes for you, but it's just nice to know if somebody's got that answer. Anyway, in just a few seconds, we're going to send you back to Bill Weber and Wally Dallenbach and Alan Bestwick and all those NASCAR regulars. I'm sure they're getting tired of having followed these 2 championships, certainly NASCAR Busch on Motors TV all season long throughout the United States. They do a fine job. They really know their stuff when it comes to big-time American stock car racing, and it doesn't get any bigger than NASCAR Busch Series, Nextel Cup. We don't talk too much about Nextel because that's on a different network. But this is NASCAR Busch. This is Motors TV. Enjoy the race.
In the next edition of RPM Rally, we will head back to one of the most prestigious rallies in the UK, the Ulster International, for all the action from Day 2 of this year's event. Join Motors TV for all the action from Day 2 of the Ulster International, Saturday, November 18 from 1:30.
How much? Rob and his family are paying too much for car insurance.
Multi-car! Multi-car!
Sounds like they need new Admiral Multi-Car. He can insure his car, his wife's car, and the kids' cars on one policy.
With just one call?
Yes, and you could save over £400.
£400?
And the savings starts straight away.
If you have 2 or more cars, go to Admiral.com and see how much you could save with Admiral Multi-Car.
It's no fun when you can't sleep. You just can't switch off. And it feels like you're the only one. But you don't have to put up with it. Nitol can help you drift off into a natural sleep. So you wake up refreshed in the morning. Good mornings follow a good Nitol.
The next 60 seconds could change your life. If you enjoy working with computers and would like a rewarding career in computer maintenance and IT support, then this message is for you. Serco IT Training and Recruitment is known for high-quality, hands-on training. But Serco offers more. We find careers for our candidates. In fact, Serco is so successful that over 98% of students have been offered jobs after completing our fast-track 4-week course. Serco has trained students from all over the UK. We're gold standard accredited, and our IT recruitment specialists deal with many of the UK's top companies. But we can't offer Serco training to everyone, as our employers demand only the most committed and able of candidates. So if you think you can succeed in IT support, take the first step today. Take our online test now. You'll find it at sercotraining.co.uk. Pass the test and you could be invited to the next stage of Serco's evaluation process. It's your way to a better future. sercotraining.co.uk. Computer maintenance and IT support training that works.
Busch Series racing from Phoenix, presented by Pennzoil Platinum, is brought to you by Star Motorcycle. We build it, you make it your own. By Miller Lite. For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, always a good call. And by Advanced Auto Parts. Get more for your money with our low price guarantee. We're ready in advance. Working lap 45 here in Phoenix. Matt Kenseth continues to lead. Let's take you through the field. Here's Alan.
Well, been a pretty carefree day so far for Matt Kenseth. The sign of seeing Mr. Busch Series 2006 Kevin Harvick in his rearview mirror. Matt has led all of the laps so far, describes his car's handling as neutral, and has about half a second on Kevin Harvick right now. Marty?
Yeah, Alan, I think that 21 car is going a little smaller in Matt Kenseth's mirror. Actually, Harvick losing some ground here to the 17 car. Harvick won both races that we talked about at Phoenix here in the spring, trying to pull the season sweep. Hadn't said a whole lot on the radio, though. Would like a little more forward bite still off the corners. Dave?
Carl Edwards has said a lot on the radio, and even when you work with someone most of the season like he has spotter Jason Hedleski, they're still tuning the way that he helps Carl through traffic here. They're working on that. Carl's car just a little bit loose at the starts of the runs. The 2 car of Clint Boyer, he is making his way forward. The car, after starting 17th, all the way up into the position he runs now, having a good day for Clint Boyer. 27 of Casey Atwood, just checked in with them. Crew Chief Stuart Cooper tells me their car is just a little bit tight right now. He has lost position since the restart. Matt?
And running in the 6th position is the 88 Shane Huffman, started day 4th. He's been sliding around a lot. He says no bite whatsoever, especially on exit, pulling double duty this weekend. Ran in the Craftsman Truck Series race last night. Had a good run going, AB, till a flat tire cost him. He finished 25th.
You know, any athlete in any sport has a favorite stadium or a favorite pitcher to face or a favorite team he always has success against. Greg Biffle's favorite track as far as success is concerned is here at Phoenix in the NASCAR Busch Series. He has 7 tries here in a NASCAR Busch Series car. He's never finished worse than 10th. He's running 7th right now. Talked about the hometown boy, J.J. Yaley, a couple minutes ago. Yaley started this race in 18th position. He's moved up nicely in the opening laps. He's up to 8th right now, picked up 10 spots in the opening run of the race. Marty?
Alan Reed Sorensen told me before the race, I can't believe how this year has gone. We can't catch a break. One of those races that slipped away was here in April. Reed, leading late, wound up finishing 2nd in that race. Today, he would love to get that win back, driving a brand new car, trying to get it up into the top 10. Matt?
Marty, same story for the 5 of Kyle Busch. Surprised they've only gone to victory lane once this year. That was back in the spring at Bristol. He won here 1 year ago in Nextel Cup. He says the car is just so tight right now, he has to wait on it. He was hoping it was going to come in as the run progressed. He bounced off the wall once. Now he's just sitting in the 10th spot.
Kenny Wallace had a great qualifying run, started the race in 3rd position, but he has slipped all the way back to 11th. Just a few laps ago, he came on the radio to said his car's handling was very messed up, thought maybe he had a left rear flat tire. Thought that because the back end of the car is sliding all over the place on the 22. Marty?
Alan, Johnny Sauter started 12th. Currently, he's running in 12th. Not made a lot of progress, but he told Booty Barker, his crew chief, he said, Booty, I'm taking it easy right now. I've got a very bad push. I don't want to overwork this car too much, and especially that right front tire. I want to take care of it. Matt?
Paul Menard had a great run going here in the spring till he had some issues late in the race and was black flagged. He's only had 2 top 5 finishes since July. They really feel like this team is coming around late, but right now, he said the car is just way too tight. He is faded out of the top 10, Dave.
John Andretti having a much better day than he did here in the spring, finished 34th, hoping to keep that position tied for, believe it or not, Rookie of the Year so far in the NASCAR Busch Series. Matt?
And Ron Hornaday, part of the all-KHI weekend at Texas when all of Kevin Harvick's entries, including himself, finished in the top 10 over the course of the weekend. But Hornaday, a 2-time truck winner here, because his car is just super tight. Marty?
Well, Matt, about half the field pitted on lap 20, and Jamie McMurray was one of those cars. Restarted 27th, 4 fresh tires, and an adjustment. He is burned up to the field, running very well right now for Jamie McMurray. He said, I want a little bit more of what you gave me last time. He said, we need the same changes. Grip out here is a little rough. He went on. Michael Waltrip is behind him on the racetrack. Michael currently running in the 17th position. His car has been tight for most of this day. Michael most likely making his final Busch Series start of the season. Planned David Rudiman will be in this car next week at Homestead. Matt?
And Eric Almirola running in the 18th position. The 19 car out of the Joe Gibbs stable, just trying to log laps and learn. Part of Gibbs's program. Part of Gibbs's program for the future, running a lot of the JGR Busch cars next year. His car a little bit on the tight and loose side. Meanwhile, the 66 of Scott Wimmer announced that he will be a part of the Richard Chotis Racing stable in 2007, because his car is free on entry and free off. The car not bad at all in the center. And then meanwhile, the 1 car running in the 20th position, Mike Wallace. His car balance-wise is not quite there. Still a lot of progress needed to be made.
Thanks, guys. That's a top 20 through the field. There are 38 cars currently scored on the lead lap. Juan Pablo Montoya is 21st. Then it's Jason Leffler, Danny O'Quinn, Casey Atwood, and Stephen Light, the top 25.
Looks like Michael Waltrip's got some problems. He's been seeing some smoke coming off the back of that car for the last couple laps there. You can see it. Marty, is that rear end problems or
it is,
transmission?
Wally. Yeah, and right as we were talking about it, well, it's been on the racetrack, Bill.
Out of turn 2, 77 car, Bobby Labonte. Bobby was running in the 26th position.
Looks like he may have a right front down. Something's broke on that car. Look at the rear. Look at the back of the car. Well, now you see the sparks, but see the gap between the tire and the fender. So he probably broke a panhard bar or shock bar. Something definitely broke.
So he did a nice job saving that car. You just feel that snap out?
Yeah, I mean, it's when something breaks like that, it looks like the whole body of the car rolled over, and you can see whatever it is dragging under there. Marty?
And Wally, also, they've had a brake duct that's been actually grinding the right front tire, so they've already had to pit twice earlier, the 77 team, to fix that issue. They thought they had it fixed. Maybe they didn't have that fixed either.
I mean, the right front is definitely down. Maybe those sparks are coming from the car, rolled over. It just looks like it doesn't. See the back of the the left rear tire there? That's a lot of gap in between the body and the tire. That's why I think something's broke over there.
Well, back on lap 20. The top 25 cars stayed out. There you can see damage to the right front on the Labonte car. And I think pit road's going to be a pretty busy place. Marty?
It's going to be busy for Kevin Harvick, Bill. I just talked to the crew. I said, is he tight or does he want forward bite? They said, both. He wants everything. They're going to take a half pound on left front tire. That's really the only change they're going to make. Although Kevin is struggling from the middle of the corner off. That's where it's really hurting him. And he made mention of the 17 car. That's where he's really beating us.
Matt, impressive run going so far for Shane Huffman in the 88. Talking about a small air pressure change on the left side also. You can see the wrench in the back window. A good full crank up on the track bar.
Boy, that was a lot of time there on that pit stop.
Dave.
Carl Edwards wants air reduced in the left side tires, track bar adjustment as well. A little snug at the end of that run. Alan.
Matt Kenseth likes the balance on his car, just wants more overall grip. They'll do that by dropping the air pressure. I don't think he's going to win the race off pit road there.
Didn't look like it. Guys doing a lot of work down there on pit road. Some guys didn't get the stop they really wanted. All the cars on the lead lap pitted. It looks like Clint Boyer will be your race leader when we come back to Phoenix.
If you're a motorsport fan, your dreams are about to become reality. The one and only high-speed television channel is launching its own club. Join Motors TV Club and you'll have the opportunity to attend some great sporting events, as well as to benefit from a selection of impressive offers, invitations and prize draws. You will of course also receive all the latest news and information. Join now, the club for real motorsport fans. For further information and offers, visit www.motorstv.co.uk.
The next 60 seconds could change your life. If you enjoy working with computers and would like a rewarding career in computer maintenance and IT support, then this message is for you. Serco IT Training and Recruitment is known for high-quality, hands-on training. But Serco offers more. We find careers for our candidates. In fact, Serco is so successful that over 98% of students have been offered jobs after completing our fast-track 4-week course. Serco has trained students from all over the UK. We're gold standard accredited, and our IT recruitment specialists deal with many of the UK's top companies. But we can't offer Serco training to everyone, as our employers demand only the most committed and able of candidates. So if you think you can succeed in IT support, take the first step today. Take our online test now. You'll find it at sercotraining.co.uk. Pass the test and you could be invited to the next stage of Serco's evaluation process. It's your way to a better future. sercotraining.co.uk. Computer maintenance and IT support training that works.
The future of your skin is in your hands. React!
Wrinkle Decrease from L'Oreal Man Expert. Anti-expression wrinkle cream for long-lasting hydration. Wrinkles appear reduced. Expert technology for every man's skin.
He keeps getting better with age.
Men Expert from L'Oreal Paris.
You're worth it too.
Stanton Barrett in that 95 car.
Kansas is taking a look on the outside. Boyer left him a little room there, but not much. See Matt gets down on the apron there. Way down on the apron right there. Man. They got it a little bit, looked like it.
Boyer with the block. On board with Matt, looking at the race leader, Clint Boyer.
Go down, there's a little dog leg here, a little kink on the backstretch. Run, 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 run. Up the gas, on the brakes hard. Now, Matt, see how these guys ducked right down? That time he didn't. Actually got a little bit of a push there. Fun track to drive.
I'll bet.
It really is.
Brent Sherman was the lucky dog, but he got black flag for restarting in the improper position.
Might have an opening here. Boyer slipped just a little bit. Matt Kenseth had a really good bite down on the bottom, and he's going to take the lead back. Back away. He's got it.
So Kenseth back to the front. Matt has led 59 of the 67 laps. Boyer, the only other race leader. As Wally talked about before the race began, this is really a valuable race and test session for Matt Kenseth. There's a mess for you, Wally.
Yeah, there were three wide getting off of 4 here last lap. This is a big pack of cars.
Stacy Compton in the 59, Menard in the 11.
See the 38?
Grayson Leffler.
Yep. Over the 59 car, Stacy Compton.
Car's gone around off of turn 4. Caution is out.
Jerry Robertson.
Fourth caution of the race. Matt Kenseth retains the lead. See if we can find out what happened to Jerry here.
Looks like he got underneath the car there and just tried staying off him and spun himself out. That was nice of him.
There was. And he kept off the wall. The crew appreciates that. Stanton Barrett in the 95 car, the lucky dog. Matt Kenseth is the race leader.
And with that, the fourth caution of the day here at Phoenix on lap 70 of 200 here at round 34 of 35 of this year's NASCAR Busch Series. The 2000 edition is quickly coming to an end. Matt Kenseth didn't take long to get around Clint Boyer. Boyer did seem to come off turn 2 just a little bit loose. And of course, Matt Kenseth took advantage and got him under the dog leg. And it should be pretty much clear sailing for Matt Kenseth. You never know, but he seems to have the strongest car starting from pole. Doesn't seem to really be challenged by anyone. Kevin Harvick took an early run at him, about 25 laps or so. Perhaps Harvick saving a little bit for later on. But anyway, as we run here under caution, Matt Kenseth's your leader, ahead of Clint Boyer, Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, J.J. Yeley, Mike Wallace, and Reed Sorensen. What else can we say? Our lady driver today, Aaron Crocker, isn't having the best of days. Aaron in the Evernham Motorsport car. I believe she is down. Yes, she's down in 38th position after qualifying 30th. She's lost a lap. She's not quite the lucky dog. Stanton Barrett is. As we see Sam Harness Jr. coming back into the pits, his crew's working, trying to perhaps pry that fender off the right front. Or perhaps that's earlier contact with the wall earlier in the race in the opening laps. Perhaps he bent just a little bit of the bodywork, and he could be getting a bit of a tire rub. And of course, that's not going to help him do any decent running here today, as he tries to learn how to drive a big heavy stock car on an open on an oval circuit. Excuse me. He's used to doing that in open wheel race cars. It's a very fine art, but in NASCAR it is a bit different. You can't throw the thing around, as Juan Pablo Montoya had experienced earlier at Memphis in his first series race earlier this year. You could notice that when he would go into the corners, he was very hard on the brakes. The car would pitch a little bit sideways, and of course, when you scrub off speed like that, it's hard to pick it back up. Some of these other drivers, they've got hundreds and hundreds of races on oval racing, so they know exactly how to maintain their tires, run a quick lap, but a very smooth lap. You got to make it go 30, 40 laps or so. Juan Montoya over one lap perhaps is very quick, but over a run, he still has a lot to learn. Anyway, not much else to say here. We've been running quite a bit of yellow lately, but anyway, we're going to send you back to Bill Weber and Wally Dallenbach for more live coverage from Phoenix.
Tomorrow on NBC, round 9 in the chase for the Nextel Cup as NASCAR's best take the green flag here in Phoenix with NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing, presented by the Principal Financial Group. Coverage begins at 2:30 Eastern with the Bank of America Countdown to Green on NBC. Take you to Cambridge, Wisconsin tomorrow. A little road trip with Matt Kenseth, second in the chase. 17 points behind Jimmy Johnson. Where Matt is right now, out front. Coming around to complete lap 72 of 200. Arizona.travel 200 on NBC.
10 cars clearing the lap car of Aaron Crocker. Biffle, the 16 car, trying to get underneath Kyle Busch in the 5.
That 5 car's been strong. Started deep in the field, worked its way into the top 10. Currently 6th for Kyle. Marty.
William, I finally got to the bottom of Bobby Labonte's problems. When the right front was cut down, this is the sway bar arm. It hit the ground, Wally, so that's why you saw the car roll over. You can see where it ground on the racetrack, and the car was laying over on that right front. That was the problem. They cut the right front tire, and then they broke this part. Matt?
Kyle Busch told his crew chief Chad Walter, we need to make huge adjustments on this race car when we get a chance. So when Chad gave him the list of the changes they were going to make, it was like a yard sale. Significant air pressure, wedge, track bar. He says, boy, that is a lot. So far, he really hasn't said if it's helping, but you can see on the racetrack, he's up to the 6th position. They had good pit stops. So far, so good on their day.
Kyle in the 6th spot. Scott Biffle, Yaley, Mike Wallace, and Reed Sorensen behind him. This is for 3rd here, Carl Edwards. There's Harvick in 4th. Denny Hamlin is behind them in 5th. Been told by NASCAR that they gave Brent Sherman a lap back because while he restarted in the improper position, he was instructed that was okay. So they obviously asked a question, got the answer, was the wrong answer. They did the wrong thing, but it was okay because that's what they were told to do. So that's how it was explained to me. Sherman's currently shown 40th, 1 lap down. It's on board with Harvick. Trying to close in on Carl Edwards. Again, Kevin chasing his 10th win of the season. He would tie Sam Ard's record, most victories in a single season in the NASCAR Busch Series. Made 1 run at Kenseth earlier in the race for the lead. Couldn't get it.
Yeah, Kenseth has just kind of set sail.
Marty?
Well, Bill, Kevin's kind of getting a little frustrated behind the wheel, and I would have guessed, Wally, this is probably one of the most frustrating things. He can't be aggressive with the gas, so when the 60 is in the middle of the corner, he can hit the gas. Kevin quite can't hit it yet, so it's kind of getting frustrated because he would love to be a little more aggressive, but his car just won't allow it. His car's just way too tight. Dave?
Marty, you're all over that because the 60 car was talking to the 60 crew was talking to Carl about where his car is good, and it is getting from the center of the corner off compared to the 21. They did say watch 21 going into each corner because that is where he will try to get you. He's better there right now. Alan?
I thought we'd give a little update on Juan Pablo Montoya. Started the race in the 11th spot, fell back to 21st in the first run of the race. Really couldn't get the back end of the car to hook up off the corner. Said he had to wait too long to get on the gas. They picked him up five positions on the pit stop, and then Brad Parrott had a long talk with Juan Pablo about why the back end might be breaking loose. They actually feel like it's because the front end isn't gripping in the center of the corner like it needs to. Brad told him we'll keep working that on the next pit stop.
He's got his hands full is what you're saying, I think.
Yeah, and also part of the orientation of a champion of open wheel racing to these full fendered race cars with a lot skinnier tires.
Yeah, and the thing too is a crew chief will ask you, well, what's happening first? If the car is loose, it may be because it's pushing first in the middle of the corner, and you got so much wheel turned into it, as you get off the corner, the rear, the front catches up and the rear swings around. So that's why, Parrott was like, okay, what's happening first? Let's fix the first problem and see if it helps the looseness.
And we can update Sam Hornish. He's back in 33rd. There are 37 cars on the lead lap. Everybody chasing this guy. Matt Kenseth leads at Phoenix. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.
It's season review time at Motors TV. On Saturday, November 18, the action gets underway with a look back at this year's European Superstock Series from 3:30. Then from 5, all the best moments from the World Supersport Championship come your way. And we wrap up this two-wheel marathon with World Superbike Season Review from 8 p.m.
Sky Broadband is here. To get the most out of Sky with Sky Broadband, visit sky.com/broadband.
At last, a denture adhesive without the messy ooze.
Announcing Polygrip ComfiSeal strips.
It's the right shape.
It's a thin, slim strip
The right hold.
that holds like a cream
The right feel.
without the messy ooze. They're pre-measured with the right amount of adhesive. Just set them. You get a strong, clean seal that lasts all day. Polygrip ComfiSeal strips, a new way to hold your dentures all day, every day.
No prescription for me. She's the one, the only remedy.
When a nagging cough, runny nose, and an aching head stop you sleeping, nurse it better with Night Nurse.
Night Nurse.
For 24-hour care for colds and flu, try Day and Night Nurse. Nothing works harder than Day and Night Nurse capsules to fight your cold and flu symptoms.
Still under pressure from persistent dandruff? You need an intensive action to combat persistent flakes. L'Oreal invents new Elvive Anti-Dandruff Intensive, our most advanced anti-dandruff shampoo with active selenium S. It reduces visible flakes very fast. See results for up to 4 weeks even if you stop using it. Free yourself. A breath of fresh air for your hair. New Elvive Anti-Dandruff Intensive from L'Oreal Paris. Get your free sample at l'orealantidandruff.com now. You're worth it.
This is what you can see on Motors TV, the high-speed television network. For the last 6 years, we've brought you the best of international motorsport, and the big events just keep on coming. Motors TV is the only channel on which you can see more than 50 high-quality series from all the continents and showcasing all aspects of competition. Live or highlights, you'll never miss the big races from the national and international championships. Cars, bikes, boats, speed, track, GP, rally, touring cars, V8, V10, V12. Everything that has an engine and goes fast is right here on Motors TV, the high-speed television network.
NASCAR Busch Series Racing from Phoenix, presented by Pennzoil Platinum, is brought to you by Pennzoil, not just oil, Pennzoil. By Energizer E² Lithium, keep going. And by Outback Steakhouse. Let go of the day, go Outback tonight. Aaron Crocker in the 98 cars, the lucky dog, will come around and be the 37th car on the lead lap. Juan Pablo Montoya in the 42. Alan, you got more on this?
I am about to check with Brad Parrott, but I think he might have gotten into somebody a little bit. Listening to the team radio, Brad says that it looks like the valence, which is that lower lip of the front bumper, the part that's supposed to kind of seal off to the racetrack and help the aerodynamics, says it looks like it's pushed in a little bit on the 42 car. So we'll check it out and get back to you.
He's learning.
Very little, though. I mean, it may be a little bit, but it could be a lot worse. Looks pretty good to me. We can see it better than they can.
Yes, but now they can see it too. Montoya 16th in the running order. Field coming around. We'll get the one to go at the line this time. Well, Sunday night, monsters of the Midway, the Bears taking on Eli Manning, Kiki, and the division-leading Giants. Plus Bob, Chris Sterling, and the Bus on Football Night in America. It all begins at 7 Eastern time tomorrow night, right after our race, right here on NBC. Alan.
About to try and get a word with Jimmy Fennick, the crew chief of the race-leading car. I think I need to get up a step higher so he can hear me. Jimmy, how about a progress report on your race so far? You've led almost all of it.
Well, Matt's doing an awesome job in that Pennzoil Fusion, but you know, we got a we're getting around to halfway, and we'll have to see what happens. That 2 car's pretty fast.
All right, they got behind on the pit stop. They got back around him. Jimmy's about to get ready for this restart. And I'm thinking that the changing track conditions are going to play a factor too, guys. Remember how bright the sun was out earlier today?
Right.
There's an overcast that's come across this speedway, and I think that might be affecting the handling on these cars that these teams are going to have to adjust to.
See how that affects the guys running up front. Forecast for tomorrow, sunny 83 here in Phoenix. My temperature this afternoon was supposed to get to about 81. Pace car to pit road. Kenseth, Boyer, Edwards, Harvick, Hamlin, Biffle, Busch, Yaley, Sorensen, McMurray, the top 10. Boy, Matt brought him around real slow.
Yes, he did. Waited a long time for that restart.
Top 3, top 4, clear that inside row, lap cars. Racy behind him and even deep in the field as well. Trying to pick up positions on the restart. Hamlin is 5th in the 20. Greg Biffle 6th in the 16. J.J. Yaley in that 18. 78 of Robertson, a lap down. J.J. has the 8th spot. Busch lost a spot. Check that. Kyle's actually in front of that battle in the 5 car. Right behind Biffle. There he is. Let's get an update on the 20 car from Dave.
And in qualifying this morning, Bill had a chance to talk to Denny Hamlin, and he spoke about wanting to get back to where they were at the start of this year. Remember, they won at Mexico and at Darlington, have not won since, and are looking to find their way back at the end of this season. Currently running 5th. The car just doesn't wants to turn too well coming off the corner. Loose off the corners for Hamlin right now.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, I thought Denny Hamlin would have a few more wins by now in the NASCAR Busch Series.
Looks like Matt's car's a little bit loose all of a sudden, too. That's a 2 car. Boyer closes in on him.
And it looks like the 5 is loose as well.
Man, Boyer's all over the back of Matt Kenseth right now.
91 laps into the 200-lap event. Kenseth has led 83 of the laps. Boyer's led the other 8. There's Clint. Behind him, Paul Edwards. Kevin Harvick. Talked about Sam Hornish. He's in the 39 car. Down on the inside. Willie Allen in that 14 car, the 4 into the wall. Augie Bedovich.
All right, man, just trying to drive it around if you can.
Caution number 6 on the speedway.
See it? We got rear end damage. Push down is pretty bad. I'll probably have to go to the garage. Nice and easy when you get back to him.
That's P.J. Jones in the 43 car, and I don't think we've seen the whole story on that one.
You're saying something might have happened earlier?
Yeah, I'm saying there's probably a lap or 2 ago there's something that started all that.
We'll see if anything develops between those two.
That's not a pretty picture.
No, that's not.
Got a lot of work to do on that car if they're going to get it back running.
Negative result after the contact with P.J. Jones. Matt Kenseth is the race leader. Then it's Boyer, Edwards, Harvick, and Hamlin. Already our 6th caution. We're 6 laps from halfway.
When you're out and about with a cold, you'll try anything to relieve your symptoms. Now all you really need is new Beecham's all-in-one liquid pocket packs, specially designed to use on the go. They tackle your headache, blocked nose, sore throat and chesty cough. Give your cold the all-in-one wherever you are with new Beecham's liquid pocket packs.
Want to be the first to read about new cars? You can't afford to miss a weekly fix of Autocar magazine. With Autocar, you're the first with essential news, test drives, car gossip, and the world-famous Autocar road test every week. And every word is written by car enthusiasts for car enthusiasts. Autocar, first for new cars. Don't miss getting your copy. It's out every Wednesday for just £2.30.
Field has just gotten the 1 to go. Who will capture the NASCAR Nextel Cup Championship? Our own Marty Snyder handicaps the contenders with 2 races to go. You can read all about it at NBCSports.com. And right now, here's Marty.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. Shane Wilson is Kevin Harvick's crew chief. How much is this racetrack changing right now, Shane?
Well, it seems to be definitely tightening up, which we expect. And, you know, we were a little loose off at the beginning of the day, and now we're just a little snug in the center. But we'll keep on working on the Coast Guard Chevrolet and try to make it better for Kevin and give ourselves a chance to win this thing at the end.
I think part of that is what's adding to Harvick's frustration a little bit from the middle of the corner off, is that the racetrack is also changing while his car is also tight as well.
And that makes the crew chiefs worry too.
Well, it's a fine balance because, you know, you can't make your car, you know, if it's tight in the middle, you know, you try to adjust it and then you might lose your forward bite off. So it's a very fine balance there from the middle of the corner off.
And Marty, sometimes it just makes those crew chiefs feel like they want to throw up.
Exactly right. Thank you, Weber. I've not been feeling well today.
Restart.
And don't forget, this is a racetrack, like I said earlier, where you've got 2 totally different corners. You know, 1 and 2 is very different than 3 and 4. So you're never going to get the car handling good at both ends. There's always going to be a compromise. And I think most people try to set their car up for this corner, which is 3 and 4, because it's so important to carry that speed off the corner down in the straightaway.
Boyer looking under Matt. Couldn't get there. All over the bumper of the 17. Down the backstretch, through the dog leg, and into 3. Boy, they hustle the cars around here in a hurry. Less than 30 seconds a lap.
Whoa! Wow! Boyer got on the apron a little bit too far down, and that's a problem with getting on the apron sometimes. If you get down there too far, too hard, it turns the car sideways. You got to be real careful when you're driving down there on that apron.
Gives Matt a little breathing room. Coming to halfway this time, Alan.
Something to look for, Bill, for the next caution flag. When that last yellow came out, Jimmy Fennick told Matt, we're 5 laps away from our fuel window. No sense in pitting now. So we're getting to a point in about another 2 or 3 laps that if the caution comes out, you might see all of these leaders on pit road. And depending on how things go, might be the last time they pit in this race.
Biffle in the 16, Kyle Busch in the 5. That's for 6th. Yaley watches it from the 8th spot. Update on Biffle from Allen.
Yeah, you know, know, Bill, we throw these racing terms around all the time. Greg Biffle's throwing the term tight around a lot. That means when he goes into the corner, the front tires don't grip as well as he needs them to for the car to cut around the turn and for him to get back in the gas as quickly as the guys he's trying to race with. They tried to adjust for that in the first pit stop. Greg said it's better, but he needs more on this next pit stop.
Drivers always want more. Sam Hornish in the 39, Danny O'Quinn in the 50. By the way, P.J. Jones had to restart at the tail end of the field for aggressive driving after that contact with the Ford car.
Let's take a look at, there's Hornish. Just want to compare him with, you know, how smooth and easy it looks like Harvick's driving around this place. Hornish is kind of in the middle of a bee's nest right now.
Car around.
No, Menard.
No, man, they're still rushing up high. Coming down into...
Looks like Menard in the 11 and the 66 car of Scott Wimmer.
Come on, so all the guys had him trapped up there. He's coming down pit lane.
Wow, yes, I'll say wow. Big hit.
There's Menard. 6th in the championship standings. Our buddy Brent Sherman, the lucky dog. Good to come around, join the lead lap cars. 37th spot. There's the damage to Menard's car. Here's our first look.
Looks like Wimmer may have cut a tire or something. Something definitely went wrong.
Pit stops, Marty.
Well, Bill, one thing about this race, it does go very quickly. These could be the final stops of the day for Kevin Harvick. He again wants to fix that tight from the middle of the corner off half a round on the track bar, half a pound onto both left side tires. Matt?
Kyle Busch running in the 6th position, called off the air pressure change, but you can see them making significant track bar adjustments as the car from the center off is just not there. Dave?
Clint Boyer wants help up off the corner, Matt. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment to try to help that. Picked up 3 positions on pit road last time. Hoping to hold course here. Nearly gets into the 25 of Ashton Lewis, Alan.
Matt Kenseth's team lost a spot on pit road last time. They're going to lose 2 this time as both Carl Edwards and Clint Boyer get out ahead of that 17, maybe 3. It'll be close with Harvick.
And now to go back to a point Alan brought up earlier, we are going to find out how good that 17 car is. Here's the race off of pit road. Boyer, Carl Edwards. Boy. Then Matt. Under caution in Phoenix.
Well, it looks like the Clint Boyer team, as well as the Carl Edwards team, did a better job than our race leader, Matt Kenseth, getting their cars off of pit road and back onto the racetrack. Once again, Matt Kenseth will have his work to do. He'll be starting 3rd when they go back to green, and he'll have to deal with the likes of Carl Edwards and Clint Boyer. Kyle Busch seems to have made a fine run up towards the front as well. I believe he got out 4th just ahead of Denny Hamlin. So quite a bit of interesting contenders up at the front. So Kenseth definitely have his work cut out for him, but he seems to have the fastest car on the track today, and it probably will just be a matter of 4 or 5 laps before we see the 17 Pennzoil car back out on point, and Clint Boyer and Carl Edwards and the rest battling for top finishing positions. But it doesn't seem that Matt Kenseth is going to be too worried today here for the win at the Arizona Dot Travel 200. But you never know, as we saw in that last accident. Scott Wimmer got it loose by himself. It looks like he had a tire go down. He went straight into the wall, and it was just a few seconds later that, in fact, Paul Menard came blasting through. Looks like perhaps Menard didn't get a sign from his spotter, or perhaps he was contending with another car and just didn't see it, and he plowed that Menard's number 11 pretty hard into the back end of Scott Wimmer's car. So a lot of damage there from those 2 drivers looking for a strong run to end their seasons. Menard's done a fine job this year in NASCAR Busch. Currently 6th in points and really isn't threatened for a position in the final standings for his top 10 finish of the year. And of course, Scott Wimmer will be joining the Richard Childress stables next year, so both drivers have a lot to race for here today. Race 34 of 35 in the NASCAR Busch Series, as we see Sam Hornish working the wheel in his Mobil 1 Dodge before they go back to green flag racing in just a few moments. We've got a 107 down, 93 to go. We're going to send you back to NBC for more live coverage NASCAR Busch Racing on Motors TV.
Be sure not to miss your chance to relive the very best moments from round 11 of this season's Australian V8 Supercars Championship from Simons Plains in Tasmania. All 3 heart-stopping races featuring the best when it comes to racing down under. Tuesday, November the 14th at 10 p.m. in the evening.
On a day like this, who wants to struggle with a heavy, cumbersome garage door?
Well, thanks to Nationwide, you don't have to. Just push the button and your door goes up easily.
When it's a bright, sunny day, most of us prefer to be in the shade. Nationwide offer a huge range of sun awnings in a variety of colours, widths and sizes. The awnings come with an automatic controller that's so easy to use that even Drummer can do it.
Both the automatic garage doors and the sun awnings come with up to 55% off in our winter sale.
Call now on 0800 600 777 for a full colour brochure.
At last, a denture adhesive without the messy ooze.
Announcing Polygrip ComfiSeal strips.
It's the right shape.
It's a thin, slim strip
The right hold.
that holds like a cream
The right feel.
without the messy ooze. They're pre-measured with the right amount of adhesive. Just set them. You get a strong, clean seal that lasts all day. Polygrip ComfiSeal strips. A new way to hold your dentures all day, every day.
Nothing is more effective at treating acute bacterial conjunctivitis than Optrex Infected Eyes, the first antibiotic eye drop available without prescription. Optrex Infected Eyes. Ask your pharmacist.
I never seem to really hit it off with women.
Well, you're not going to, looking like that. Image consultants, my friend really needs your help. Let me do the talking.
Hi. Nice shirt. I like it.
Right, well, oh dear. Green is so not your colour.
Yellow Pages. Whatever you want, just yell.
In the next edition of Made in France, we'll take one last look back at all the action from the French National GT Championship. The team of Sohail Ayari and Bruno Hernandez powering their Saline to the crown. Made in France, the GT season review, Wednesday, November the 15th at 6 p.m.
All the best motor racing from Great Britain is right here on Motorsport UK. From the many single cups to the open wheel feeder series to the National Rally Championship, look no further than Motorsport UK every Friday beginning at 6:30.
.106 laps complete. NASCAR has waved off the green. Field had gotten the one to go. Told you pit road would be an interesting place this weekend.
Watch the 2-car. Boyer is going to peel out as a 25 car. Bastion Lewis Jr. trying to get to his pit, so he had to slam on the brakes. Almost got hit by Carl Edwards.
Here's Kyle Busch. Watching the catch can here. At the rear of the car.
Wow, spilled a lot of fuel right there.
Wow. Dave?
Checking in with Dan Deringhoff, crew chief for the 2-car, jumping all over you guys here. Hey, you guys can beat everybody off pit road even when you have to avoid another car. Pretty good stops today, Dan.
Yeah, the guys have been doing a really good job here on the Stacy Delco Chevrolet. When you're on, I guess, you know.
Are you going to need to be on one more time, or can you make it from here on fuel?
We need a few caution laps to make it from here, but we'll probably do one more.
All right, good start for the 2 guys again, and that's good after last week. Remember, they had trouble on pit road.
Yep, the following week you get the chance to make amends. Top 6 cars did not pit. Stephen Light, Regan Smith, Shane Huffman, Eric Amarola, Juan Montoya and Shane Barrett.
Green flag, green flag. Stanton Barrett.
Stanton Barrett, thank you.
Yeah. Which race are you at?
What did I say, Shane?
Shane.
Thank you.
It did have an S in it,
Yeah.
so I threw
Shane
you.
Huffman, Stanton Barrett. Thank you.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, Jerry Robertson in that 78 is a lap down. Boyer restarted 6th. Back there in that 2 car.
There's Regan Smith in the 35 car, trying to get around him on the high side. Almirola right behind him in the 19. And here comes Boyer. We're running out of racetrack here.
We're going to have to be patient here. Wow. 3 wide here, maybe?
Little contact as he goes by. Oh, when everybody gets jacked up behind him.
Boyer grabs that spot. Now it's Huffman and the 35 side by side. Matt.
Bill Huffman trying to take over that second position. A little bit different pit sequence. Contact earlier with Ron Hornaday Jr. caused damage to the left front fender. They pitted. A little off sequence. Now Dale Earnhardt Jr., who the owner and on the pit box, was telling Shane to try to help get his race car to turn better. The center of the corner, he was telling him, try to hook the apron a little bit more. That will help you turn your race car. Just trying to give him some advice and guidance, trying to help a young rookie driver.
It's nice when you can get that kind of experience riding along with you. Stephen Light leading a Busch race for the first time ever.
Stacked up right here. And Harvick was in that pack, and Denny Hamlin in the 20 right there. 41 car, Reed Sorensen in that mess.
McMurray in the 64.
Yeah. These guys aren't just running side by side, sometimes 3 abreast.
Huffman for the lead. And Shane Huffman takes the lead over Stephen Light.
Here we go. Carl was thinking about it, but thought better of it. Problem is he may lose his spot here to Kenseth, sneaking up on the outside. Now we're 3 wide.
Wow. So we're all in the 19. Boyer's gotten to second around Huffman. Or around Light, rather, chasing Huffman, who leads the a Busch race for the first time in his career. On board with Kevin Harvick. Kenseth in the 17, started from the pole. Edwards in the 60. Regan Smith in that 35 McDonald's ride.
May lose his spot if he gets blocked in behind that 35 car. We'll see if Carl Edwards can make the pass down here in 1 and 2. Harvick will follow. Kenseth does get blocked.
This is 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Behind Huffman, Boyer, and Light. Boy, and I'll tell you, it's a mess all over the place out there now. Kenseth trying to make his way back to the front. Shane Huffman is the race leader here at Phoenix in the Arizona.Travel 200. Interesting spectator right there.
Well, as Shane Huffman leads, certainly he's going to get a lot of information from his pit box from Dale Earnhardt Jr., his car owner. He must be very pleased to see that Navy number 88 Chevrolet out on point. First time this year that the rookie Shane Huffman has led in the NASCAR Busch Series. He's doing quite a good job up there. He's got Clint Boyer, though, on his backside. He's only 0.6 of a second behind the rookie. Stefan Light, who also led early on in one of the Roush cars, he's still doing quite well. He's still running 3rd ahead of Carl Edwards. He's got Kevin Harvick right behind him as well. Matt Kenseth, our pole winner and basically our race leader all day long. He's up to 6th. Kyle Busch is 7th. Reagan Smith has dropped down from 8th. He also didn't make the stop. Neither did Eric Almirillo, who is driving for Joe Gibbs this weekend. They didn't make stops, so they... it looks like Sam Hornish got just a little bit high there and came very, very close to a very big problem here at Phoenix. Sam Hornish, the IRL driver, is still trying to figure out how to get a Dodge Charger to work on the Phoenix Oval here today as Ashton Lewis Jr. gets by him in the Marines number 25 car. Quick recap, our leaders early on, like we said, Clint Boyer's up to 2nd, Kevin Harvick's running 4th, Carl Edwards is running 5th, Matt Kenseth 6th, Busch 7th. Let's see, JJ Yellow was also running strong early on. He made his stop as well. He's running 10th. Juan Pablo Montoya, he didn't stop, and he was in that group that was running up at the front on this last restart. Montoya was running 6th. He's dropped back to 12th, and he's probably regretting that he didn't come in because now he's going to have to learn how to drive a very heavy NASCAR stock car with kind of worn-out tires in a crowd, and it can get very, very close quarter racing here. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the Colombian in a little bit of fender banging with various drivers, the likes of Denny Hamlin or Reed Sorensen, his teammate, or Johnny Sauter. There's all kinds of trouble that could perhaps ruin the Colombian's day, as we actually see a few clouds over the Phoenix International Raceway. We've gone 121 laps, so this race will be an official race no matter any weather problems, but could have a couple of drops of rain. It's very rare for Phoenix, but if the skies do open, it could end this race very, very quickly, because in the desert, once it starts, it's hard for it to stop. But anyway, we're going to cross our fingers that doesn't happen. Shane Huffman is still your leader. Clint Boyer is at 2/10 of a second behind. We're going to send you back to Bill Weber, Wally Dallenbach, and the rest of the NBC crew for more Arizona.Travel 200 live on Motors TV.
NBC Sports live at the Phoenix International Raceway in Arizona. Shane Huffman in that 88 car is the race leader, but Clint Boyer's all over his bumper, trying to get the lead back. This going on about 3 seconds ahead of 3rd place Kevin Harvick. Huffman driving for all he's worth right now. Boyer 3rd in the championship standings.
Doing a pretty good job. Been holding off Boyer for the last few laps, running a good line.
Huffman, one of the cars that stayed out in the most recent caution. Boyer won the race off of pit road.
Well, it's just something to say about that clean air and track position we've talked about all day.
Now, you would think with the tires, you might be able to get by him.
Yeah, I thought he would. I thought the way he kind of snuck up there so fast, I thought he would get the lead and drive off.
The wounded car of Paul Menard right in front of them, the 11. Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking on. They're going to split Menard here.
That may have done it for him right there.
Side by side, Huffman holds him off at the line. Boyer in that inside lane as they head to 1.
Yeah, he drove in a little bit too hard, Huffman, in that 88 car, but he's still hanging tough on the outside, but he drove it down in there.
Alan?
Bill, what you guys are talking about, the fresher tires not making as much of a difference as we were expecting, is something on the minds of all these crew chiefs down here. As you watch Boyer try again for the lead, Jimmy Fennig, Matt Kenseth's crew chief, said he expected this to be a 3-pit stop race. But if you're back in traffic and you know some other guys are seeing this and not going to stop, do you take the chance? Do you stay out? There's going to be a lot of grinding on things down here in these next 20 or 30 laps. Dave?
And Alan, along those same lines, the 2-car of Clint Boyer has a choice. He can choose not to really race hard and use up his stuff on the 88 car as he tries to get to the inside one more time there.
What's plan B, Dave?
Yeah, plan B is, well, there was an opening there, so take it. But, you know, if they can go all the way on fuel, which they said they need a few caution laps, we talked to his crew chief just a bit ago, you don't waste your stuff here. You know you're going to have it to the end. And they did talk earlier about Clint, the next set of tires we put on the car may be the last one of the day.
Boy. Boyer driving hard, and Huffman really putting on a good show.
Yeah, Huffman's doing a really nice job right now. I mean, he's been hanging on that high side. It's been working for him down 1 and 2. It's been a little bit better than Boyer running the bottom. But he's doing a good job.
This is for the lead. Now Huffman up the track a little bit. second into 3. Still 70 to go. I'll tell you, this is a fun place to watch a race.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about even driving on this racetrack is because you can run side by side, you can race hard, there's plenty of room, and it's fun. It's fun wheel-to-wheel racing.
Hoffman able to nudge in front. Here comes Boyer back. Now he settles in behind. Then looks to the inside.
Lost the tail end a little bit. That's going to cost him. Or will it?
We're about to find out. Wow. Said Boyer had the lead at the line.
Huffman's just got to be careful. He just doesn't want to overdrive it. Just keep doing what you're doing and make Boyer work for it. And he's working for it right now.
And this is a great learning experience for Shane Huffman. Boyer's got the spot now. Good job out of that Navy car on Veterans Day, I'll tell you that. Clint Boyer recaptures the lead.
Good job.
Shane Huffman falls in behind. Good job out of Huffman. Strong driving by Boyer. Clint Boyer is the race leader in Phoenix.
Call centers. They're so expensive to run. And we're not talking chicken feed here. SwiftCover.com is the first and only car insurance that's 100% online. No call centers. And guess what? SwiftCover.com could save you up to £275. So isn't it time you stop fattening up these birds? SwiftCover.com. It pays to click, not cluck.
If you're a motorsport fan, your dreams are about to become reality. The one and only high-speed television channel is launching its own club. Join Motors TV Club and you'll have the opportunity to attend some great sporting events, as well as to benefit from a selection of impressive offers, invitations and prize draws. You will of course also receive all the latest news and information. Join now, the club for real motorsport fans. For further information and offers, visit www.motorstv.co.uk.
The next 60 seconds could change your life. If you enjoy working with computers and would like a rewarding career in computer maintenance and IT support, then this message is for you. Serco IT Training and Recruitment is known for high-quality, hands-on training. But Serco offers more. We find careers for our candidates. In fact, Serco is so successful that over 98% of students have been offered jobs after completing our fast-track 4-week course. Serco has trained students from all over the UK. We're Gold Standard accredited, and our IT recruitment specialists deal with many of the UK's top companies. But we can't offer Serco training to everyone, as our employers demand only the most committed and able of candidates. So if you think you can succeed in IT support, take the first step today. Take our online test now. You'll find it at sercotraining.co.uk. Pass the test and you could be invited to the next stage of Serco's evaluation process. It's your way to a better future. sercotraining.co.uk. Computer maintenance and IT support training that works.
Caution still out here at Phoenix. NASCAR Busch Series Racing presented by Pennzoil Platinum. 21 laps to go. Matt Kenseth is the race leader. Here's Dave Burns.
And checking in with second place running Carl Edwards, crew chief Pierre Cattell. Hey, I heard a lot of chatter on the radio like maybe we shouldn't have done this or maybe we shouldn't have done that. What all were you guys trying to do and what do you think maybe you shouldn't have done?
Well, track position's really important here, so we're trying to get this AmeriQuest Ford Fusion out front to try to get that. Hindsight's 2020. If we knew the 2 and the 21 were going to have problems with their stops, we could have done 4 and gone on. But Matt's pretty tough here today, so we're going to do the best we can with him, and we're going to see if we can hang on to second.
All right, Carl's been driving the car hard, and he has decent track position behind his teammate now, Matt.
Great run so far by the Navy guys, Dale Jr., Elbow, and Wes Ward. You had to be very pleased with your young man, especially when he was battling side by side there for the lead.
Yeah, Shane's done a great job for the Navy car today. The team's done great. We've had a couple problems on pit road, but for the most part, we've been a top 5 car today. And I want to say hey to all the veterans out there on Veterans Day. It's been a lot of great celebrations today across the country, and it's great to be a part of it.
You said you're having so much fun watching, you decided not to call him off when he was running there for the lead.
Yeah, we're sort of teammates with RCR because we have their engines. And I wanted to tell him to let Clint go, but he's having so much fun, man. You know, let them guys race a little bit.
Right now, still that run continues. He's in the 8th position. AB.
Just a quick point about Matt Kenseth's pit crew. They lost the lead on their first 2 pit stops in the race, but when it counted most and other teams made mistakes, they got their driver out as the first one off pit road with 4 tires. Now he's in position to try and win the race. 20 to go, Bill.
Thanks, Alan. Great point. Tomorrow, Matt has one of the best crews in the business. Got a little nudge right there from Carl Edwards. What's that all about?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. He just stopped.
Yeah, it looked like the 17 just got on the brakes.
Laps to go. Kenseth on 4 tires after the last stop. Edwards just 2. Harvick right behind him. Then Denny Hamlin and J.J. Yaley. There's Boyer trapped back in the 6th spot in that number 2 car. I think Matt Kenseth likes the slow restart.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is working for him. Obviously, with Carl Edwards having only 2 tires, and you see he's sliding that car. He's struggling. Wow. Talk about sliding.
Stacey Compton. There's Boyer in the 2.
What I was saying, he's kind of held up Harvick just a little bit, and Hamlin, and it just let Matt Kenseth extend that lead just a little bit.
Kenseth in the 17 has led 105 of the 183 laps. Hamlin inside of Edwards for the position. Harvick in that 21 car in second, chasing his 10th win of the season. That would tie the series record. Set more than 20 years ago by Sam Hard. There's Harvick. Out of the Coast Guard on Veterans Day. Good run out of the Navy on Veterans Day. Update on Denny Hamlin in that 20 car, Dave.
And Rockwell Automation running very well as well. He wanted to get out of that lap traffic that had been starting side by side with him for the last few laps, and now we can see what he does. I just talked with his crew chief, and he said, my driver's up on the wheel. I'm not sure the last adjustment that we made to help a tight race car is going to be enough, but now we'll see.
Oh, we got trouble in 3 and 4.
Car high up along the wall. Now they're into the wall. Stephen Light in the 90 car.
14 car Willie Allen, and I think Hornish got a piece of that as well.
Okay, here's our first look.
See the 90 there and the 14. They get 3 wide going down into 3, which is never a good thing. Well, they got in there clean. Looks like the 14 just slid up into the 90.
And Hornish got a big piece of it in that 39 car. Stephen Light. Led 8 laps earlier.
Montoya hit the wall too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, watch the 14 car go down in here, and he just slides up the racetrack into the 90, turns them both sideways. Hornish clobbers them, and then 42 of Montoya slides up and hits the wall as well.
That one front to the wall. Four, watch up, check up, watch him now, watch him.
Oh, he was watching him.
Hornish won back-to-back IndyCar Series championships and the 2006 Indy 500 winner in that 39 car. They work out it on pit road. Marty.
Well, Bill, we started the day talking about Kevin Harvick's undefeated race car. Shane Wilson, you've got some ground to make up if you're going to keep this car undefeated.
Oh, yeah, sure. 17 car is really good. We're pretty equal. He's been maybe a little better today, but I just need to thank everybody at RCR and
this is fun right here. This is going to be something really fun to watch.
He's been concerned all day about being tight from the middle of the corner off. Has that gotten better?
Yeah, I mean, we seemed to got that worked out. And there, you know, we're a little free at the beginning and run a little tight at the end of that long run. So we just kind of put 4 tires on it and left it the way it was, so we know what he had.
But on that last run, the 17 did take off quite quickly. Dave?
And Marty checking with Dave Rogers now, crew chief of the 20. Shane Wilson said this is going to be fun to the end. Can it be fun with the 20 car moving forward and getting a couple more spots?
Yeah, it's always fun when you're running top 5. This Rockwell Automation Chevrolet is running real fast right now. Laps aren't in our favor, but real proud of the guys. We're terrible here in the spring, and been fighting all year. And this is our best performance at a Richmond Phoenix type racetrack. So real happy with the Rockwell Automation Chevrolet. I don't know if we can put it in victory lane or not, but I know Denny's going to try.
Denny will definitely be trying, Alan.
With Jimmy Fennick, Matt Kenseth's crew chief. So was that yellow flag the last thing you wanted to see today?
Well, you don't like seeing yellow flags, but to tell you one thing, Matt's doing an awesome job out there, and when the guys did a good job preparing this race car, we got a good car here, and hopefully Matt can take it to victory lane.
Has Matt been comparison shopping himself and Harvick on the radio at all or anything like that? Has he said anything to you?
No, he hasn't said nothing. He just he talked a little bit about his damage that he's got in a rear quarter panel, and that was about it.
All right, Jimmy, thanks. Good luck.
See how it all plays out. 187 laps are complete. That's how the day began. The flyover, the opening ceremonies. The crews get ready to go. Lap 24. Ryan Keselowski in the wall. Lap 93, some contact. P.J. Jones, Augie Vidovich. Paul Menard in that 11 car in the top 10 in the championship standings. And then Menard again. More damage. And just a few laps ago, multi-car incident between turns 3 and 4. Working caution number 10 in this 200-lap race. Dave?
And checking in with Dan Deringhoff on the 2 car. Okay, we talked the guys up earlier, and then a little bit of a mistake on pit road. Can you overcome it, Dan?
It's going to be pretty tough to get clear back to the lead. We'll be top 3 probably. Just driver tried to get a little more coming in, just overshot a little bit and just screwed the whole thing up. But we'll fight back the best we can. We ain't going to give up.
And you'd like to have about 20 more laps to maybe decide this, right?
Yeah, I don't know why they keep running around here under caution, but that'll throw the red and put on a show for the end.
Well, I think it'll still be a show. What do you think down there, Marty?
I would say, Dave, it's going to be a pretty good show. Sam Hornish is through with his first NASCAR experience. How was it?
Wish we were going to finish a couple more laps, but our big goal when we came here was just to finish the race. And, you know, I really got to thank Mobil 1 for, you know, giving us the opportunity. Just unfortunate, didn't have the day we wanted to.
All right, Sam is done for the day. We will see him next week in Homestead. Bill.
Thank you, Marty. We wish him the best. Mike Wallace, the lucky dog under this caution. Stephen Wallace was the lucky dog under the previous caution. Stephen currently runs in the 17th position in the 61 car. Coming to the green here, Matt Kenseth, the race leader, and he has really walked them slowly through these restarts.
Yeah, he kind of gets down the straightaway as far as he can before he gets the restart going, which is okay. If it works for him.
Right behind him, Kevin Harvick in the 21 car. Harvick in second, 9 wins this season. Talked about it all day. 10 would tie the record. Be 10 to go when the green goes in the air here at Phoenix. Kenseth, Harvick, Hamlin, Edwards, and Boyer. Again, a slow restart, and they really bunch up in that outside lane.
That might have been a little bit too slow. Harvick, yeah. He was taking a look, but he didn't have enough there.
Boy, Kenseth skates up the track a little bit. Spin behind them.
Montoya.
No caution yet.
It's still green. Dig, still green.
We stay under green. On board with Harvick now.
Boy, Matt Kenseth just gets off of turn 2 so good. Car's really strong off the corners over there.
Turns 3 and 4 here. This is where you really like to carry your momentum. Off of 4 down the front stretch. 8 to go. Harvick trying to chase down the leader and the record. Kenseth started from the pole. Pit stops got him locked back around 5th or 6th. Pit stop got him back up front. Harvick closing in. 7 to go. Harvick looks to the inside. Matt pulls down there to try and block the move. Then washes up a little bit off the turn. Harvick got loose. Looked like he got the wall.
Yeah, tagged the wall just a little bit. There's probably a little bit of damage there on the right rear.
See the distance Kenseth gained.
Yeah, you see there's some damage right there in the right rear. And he was trying to get everything he could get, but
You're just driving for all it's you're worth. He's already won the championship.
Yeah, why not? Oh, we got trouble on straightaway. 50 car of O'Quinn.
Bouncing off the wall. Caution number 11, Kenny Wallace. That's too bad. Kenny trying to get into the top 10 in the championship standings. Heavy damage to that car. Michael Waldrip pulling up. Make sure everything's okay. See the safety team to Kenny's car. Okay, now let's go back a little bit.
Got into the 10.
It's John Andretti in the 10. Here they're... Oh, wow.
There was a lot of stuff going on there. and you see, Jay Sauter, I don't think Jay Sauter knew that Kenny Wallace was there because he just came off of 4 and came up the racetrack.
Now this is on the restart looking for Juan Montoya. Who stayed under green. And now here's Harvick chasing Kenseth. Wrinkled it up just a little. There's Kenny Wallace out of the car. And a lot of times when a driver gets, there's Danny O'Quinn's ride. When a driver is in a situation like that, doesn't know exactly what unfolded, even when he's in it.
Trust me, Kenny was looking for that 0-1 car. I'm sure he wanted a motion to him. I think he still wants to look for him. Yeah.
Wait 1 minute.
Yeah,
I'll be right with you. Okay.
But I mean, Kenny was just coming off the corner, minding his own business, and the next thing you know, he was in the wall and in O'Quinn. Danny
walks to the ambulance for the mandatory trip to the infield care center. Just want a solid finish. Quinn started in the 14th position today. Inside of 10 to go, there'll be no free pass. It'll be a single file restart, and restarts have been something. Alan?
Well, Bill, we've talked about Matt Kenseth and how he got the lead, lost the lead, got it back, and so on. But we also talked at the top of the day about tomorrow. Matt Kenseth did not have a good race last Sunday at the Texas Motor Speedway in his pursuit of the Nextel Cup Series championship, and he lost that point lead with 2 races to go. He enters tomorrow's race trailing Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy is not in today's race. Matt is. We talked about this being 200 miles in a different car and with a different crew, but on the same tires and the same track that he'll race on tomorrow. tomorrow. And would Matt Kenseth learn something that might be the edge that he'll have in tomorrow's 312-mile, 500-kilometer race here that might allow him to race back into the lead for the next L Cup Series championship? Robbie Reiser has not been in Matt Kenseth's Busch Series pit at all thus far today, though I'm sure he's paying very careful attention to the race, and he and Matt will have, I'm sure, a very long discussion about it tonight and see if there is any just little tiny bit of information they can glean from today that might help them as they're in their pursuit of the next L Cup championship tomorrow.
You know, Robbie's hoping. Tomorrow, round 9, chase for the next L Cup championship. NASCAR Next L Cup Racing from Phoenix, presented by the Principal Financial Group, our NBC Sports coverage. Hits the air at 2:30 Eastern Time, beginning with the Bank of America countdown to green. Denny Hamlin, a big part of that tomorrow. Marty Snyder had a chance to catch up with Denny this week. There you see the difference. Maximum point game possible in one race, 156. Jimmy Johnson cannot clinch the championship tomorrow, but any one of those top 5 drivers could leave here as the championship leader. Jeff Gordon got married this week. Congratulations to him, his new bride. It's 157 back. Has never won here in Phoenix. Where does he start tomorrow? That 24 car? Oh, yeah. On the pole. Where did Matt Kenseth start? On the pole. Kenseth in that 17 car with Harvick right behind him. And Harvick's going to get probably one good shot here, depending on how that car is going to handle.
Yeah, and it's going to be down going into turn 1. But like I said, Kenseth's car has been really good from the middle off. He's going to be tough to pass.
Okay. 2 to go at the line.
What's up, Marty?
And Bill, remember, all day long, Kevin Harvick's been complaining about his car from the middle of the corner off, not wanting to turn. As you saw on that last run, however, they have clearly fixed that issue. Now his car is too loose coming off the corners. They've made it better, but I'm not sure they've caught up to the 17 enough, because it still seems like the 17 is a little bit better. Watch for Harvick to try to make his move early in this run. As soon as the green flag falls, he'll look to the inside.
Just as you were talking about. And Matt doesn't really look like his car can get down there.
No.
On the restarts, but he definitely knows that's where Harvick's going.
Yeah, right. And he doesn't want Harvick to get on the outside on this restart, so he's probably going to leave that door open a little bit, I would think.
Jack Roush. Maroner for Matt Kenseth. It's Kenseth, Harvick, Hamlin, Edwards, and Boyer. Hey, it's been we went to Wisconsin to talk to Matt. It's a feature that runs tomorrow in the Bank of America Countdown to Green. But in that interview, he said he believes Jimmy Johnson is going to win the championship. And I was really surprised the way he said it and what he had to say. They have been very disappointed since the early races in the chase. But he's a past winner here. A lot can happen tomorrow at 300 miles here at Phoenix. 312 miles. On this 1 mile track. There's Matt. Field has gotten the 1 to go. Go to a green-white checkered finish here. We have completed 200 laps. If the race reaches its scheduled conclusion, under the caution, NASCAR will make 1 attempt at a green flag, white flag, checkered flag finish. It's a 2-lap dash. If the caution comes out, the race is over. And NASCAR will use scoring loops around the track and video replay to determine the finishing positions. Kenseth, Harvick, Hamlin, Edwards, and Boyer. Kenseth really likes the slow restarts.
And there's 9 scoring loops around this racetrack.
Here we go. 2 laps to settle it.
I knew he was going to do that. They're bringing him down slow every day, or every restart, and then on the last one, and that's what everybody was expecting him to do. Now, the last restart, he started a lot earlier than he had been, and now he's got about a 4-car length jump on Harvick.
You drivers are sly. Harvick's already tapped the wall once trying to catch Kenseth. Off of 4. White flag for Matt Kenseth.
Oh, we got a car on a wall up in 3 and 4. Looks like the 36 car, Fred Sherman.
Still under green, though. This is the last lap of the race.
He's off the track. He'll come back around, race to the checker.
Kenseth into 3. Harvick trying to close in. Hamlin runs third. Off of 4. Kenseth started on the pole, and Matt Kenseth takes his team to victory lane at Phoenix.
Good job, guys. Family car one there. Good job. Good job on the car there, guys.
And that's about as much enthusiasm as you get from that. Whoa! Some contact. This is well past the finish line. Aaron Crocker. Regan Smith. Allen.
With the man who owns the winning car, congratulations, another win for Roush Racing. Jack, you must be very proud.
Well, real happy with the outcome here for Matt. You know, Carl's 2 tires didn't work out good. Really disappointed Danny O'Quinn was not able to finish that race. I was pulling for him for this rookie championship thing, and that jeopardized that by him getting involved in that crash. But it's the reason we all come to the races to watch and see what's going to happen, you know.
Jack, we talked earlier today about perhaps Matt and Robbie Reiser trying to find something in this race that they can use to help gain an advantage for tomorrow. Something like that possible?
Well, it is possible. You know, certainly they've got an indication of which way the racetrack's going to change. Everybody has that indication now that race today that's going to race tomorrow. You know, that becomes clear. The thing that they did do was verify that both the chassis were the same, both the snouts are the same. Cars had the same spindles and things, so they'll have an idea of anything that they think was lacking in today's car that they can put into tomorrow's car. But not all these cars are never the same, and even though you have everything you can measure identical, a lot of times there's still something you miss.
Thank you, Jack. Congratulations again. Dave?
And Matt Kenseth is going to climb from his car victorious here at Phoenix in the Busch Series race. His crew just showing up, and the confetti made it on time too. Let's jump in here and ask Matt. It looks like you played a little poker with him there at the end on the restarts, and then had one that really made a difference.
Yeah, well, I tried to change it up a little bit. The one before that, I don't know what Mike Wallace was doing, but he kind of ran me up into marbles, and I had to start all messed up. So I saw him laying back a little bit, so I thought I'd just get it rolling. So Jimmy and these Pennzoil guys did a great job. I really want to thank Pennzoil. I know they're doing something different next year. I want to thank them for all their support at Roush Racing. They've been a great sponsor, and glad to give them the victory lane.
And plus, having a dominant car all day worked out pretty well too.
Yeah, my Fusion handled great all day. Jimmy and these guys do a great job with the cars. They built this special short track car. They've done a lot to get our Busch program better, and this thing was pretty much on a rail all day.
And given how your Cup car's been running, Matt, did you pick up the least little bit of information that can improve your car for tomorrow?
I hope so, but I kind of doubt it. But I hope so. So we got a lot to work on there. I don't know. It's puzzling how we've been running there, so we got to keep working on it.
Congratulations, Matt Kenseth, victorious at Phoenix. Bill.
Thanks, Dave. We've gone past our TV window here. Going to get off the air in a hurry. Kenseth, Harvick, Hamlin, Boyer, Edwards, Yaley, Sorensen, Huffman, Hornaday, Kyle Busch, the top 5, Sauter, Biffle, Amarello, Leffler, McMurray, then Stephen Wallace 16th, Jay Sauter, Todd Cleaver, Mike Wallace, Juan Montoya, the top 20. Unofficially, tomorrow, just 2 to go in the chase for the Nextel Cup. It's NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing from Phoenix, presented by the Principal Financial Group. Our NBC sports coverage begins at 2:30 Eastern with the Bank of America countdown to green. We'll see you tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern on NBC. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's your local news. Then tonight at 8, 7 Central, an all-new Dateline NBC, followed by Law & Order SVU. We'll see you tomorrow when the chase continues in Phoenix.